The research colony on Ly'ara 4 had always felt like home to Dr. Theo Reeves. He'd been assigned there 3 years ago, and now he knew every corner of the Starship Atlas like the back of his hand. Yet lately, his mission took a turn he hadn't expected, largely thanks to a new addition to their science team. An alien researcher named Ly'ara from the distant system of HFY. Ly'ara was the first HFY that Theo had ever met. Humanoid in appearance, but with iridescent skin that shimmered like moonlit water and eyes that could change color based on her emotions. Ly'ara was both fascinating and a little intimidating. She was curious, meticulous, and different in a way Theo couldn't quite put his finger on. The Ath'xa didn't experience emotions the same way humans did. They could analyze feelings, discuss them intellectually, but they lacked the internal, visceral experience of them. Their culture saw emotions as a strange, unnecessary distraction, something that hindered scientific progress. But Ly'ara had been curious about human emotions from the start, viewing Theo as a guide to understanding these peculiar sensations. For months, Ly'ara would watch Theo during his shifts, studying his expressions, occasionally asking for him to explain a smile or frown. She had endless questions, and he enjoyed her inquisitiveness. In time, they became close friends. Theo never really expected more than that. Until one night, they were on a late shift together in the observation dome, tracking celestial bodies for the Atlas mission. The dim lights cast a soft glow around them, and the vastness of space stretched before them, quiet and endless. "Theo," Ly'ara said, her voice softer than usual. Her eyes were a brilliant green, flickering with the curious shimmer that always accompanied her questions. "Yeah, Ly'ara?" he asked, still staring out into the galaxy's expanse. I think something is wrong," she said, hesitating for the first time since he'd known her. Theo turned, alarmed. "Wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" She shook her head, her gaze darting away. "No, I've been analyzing it, and I can't make sense of the data. It started some time ago, every time I interacted with you, but it has only grown more intense." Theo blinked, unsure of what she meant. "What started, Ly'ara?" She took a breath, struggling for words. "This sensation, this warmth, it's inexplicable. When I am near you, my skin temperature rises, my pulse quickens, and I feel a strong compulsion to be close to you, despite lacking a logical purpose." Theo's heart leapt a little, but he quickly shoved it down. Ly'ara had always been fascinated by human emotions, but this couldn't mean what he thought. "Ly'ara, what do you feel when we're together?" Her eyes shifted to a deep violet, the color she'd once explained as confusion. "I don't know. You humans call this experience affection, yes? I researched it in your culture database. Is this defection?" Theo nodded, swallowing his nervousness. "It sounds like it could be. Affection is, well, it's wanting to be close to someone, feeling happy just being with them. It's complicated." Ly'ara considered his words carefully, her violet eyes fading into a softer shade of blue. "I've never felt this way before. With anyone." Her gaze was intent on him, her iridescent skin glowing faintly. "This feeling, it is strange, yet pleasant. I thought emotions would be a distraction, but it is more like I'm seeing something in a new light, and you are the source." Theo's heart pounded. He reached out, his hand hovering close to hers. "Ly'ara, I feel the same way. I've wanted to tell you, but I didn't think you'd understand." She tilted her head, then, surprising him, placed her hand gently over his. Her touch was warm, soft, and for the first time, slightly unsteady. "Human emotions are overwhelming," she murmured. "But I wish to know more. If you'd be willing to teach me." Theo smiled, his chest tightening in a way that felt both frightening and wonderful. "I'd be honored to." In the following days, they spent more time together, exploring this new feeling that had grown between them. Ly'ara's fascination with human emotions deepened as she slowly began to understand them, no longer just as scientific data, but as something alive within her. One day, as they stood together in the observation dome once more, Ly'ara placed a hand on his shoulder and gazed at him with shimmering teal eyes. "Theo, I am no longer afraid of these feelings. I want to learn all of them. With you." Theo, his heart racing, reached up to hold her hand. Then let's face them together. The vastness of space stretched around them, but at that moment, Theo felt as if they'd discovered an entire universe right there, in each other's embrace.